Hi, today we are going to learn about John Locke. John Locke was an English philosopher and physician, widely regarded as one of the most influential of Enlightenment thinkers and commonly known as the father of liberalism. His writings influenced Voltaire and Rousseau, many Scottish Enlightenment thinkers, as well as the American revolutionaries. His contributions to classical republicanism and liberal theory are reflected in the U.S. Declaration of Independence. His most important writing is an essay concerning human understanding. Other important writings include essays on the law of nature, a letter concerning toleration, and 2 treatises of government. John Locke disagrees with the Cartesian concept of innate ideas. For him, knowledge is a perception of the connection and agreement or disagreement and repugnancy of any of our ideas. This connection can be of identity or distinction, relation, coexistence or necessary connection and real existence. We have intuitive knowledge from our own existence, demonstrative knowledge from God's existence and sensible knowledge from other things. Grades of knowledge and certainty. Intuition, it is done without any effort. This knowledge remains inside our consciousness. Demonstration, the mind is also aware of the convenience or inconvenience of 2 ideas, but not immediately, but through a series of intermediate ideas that need to be considered in succession. Sensible knowledge, it corresponds to the sensible knowledge of particular finite beings, it does not reach the grade of truth from the previously 2 mentioned. Realism, Locke is convinced of having proofs that raised us above any doubt. By exposing the essence of knowledge, Locke presupposes a gnosiological transcendence, without limiting knowing to the immanence of the conscience, representing an epistemological realism. Critical realism, the spirit cannot be detached from those simple ideas which in turn cannot be a product or result of fantasy. Sensible knowledge, primary and secondary qualities. Primary, they are inseparable from the physical objects. Secondary, sensible perceptions that are not necessarily united to the physical objects. Idea of things, the science of the particular things or substances is not too extended and the agreement between our ideas and things can fail. His contributions to education were based on a progressive spirit, not putting into the students' head established patterns but helping them to develop those patterns by themselves. Aside from this, Locke explains the traditional didactic methods and how students should not be pressured by them but they should be guided to get used to seeing things for themselves and thinking properly. Not forcing their developments but providing the guidance to accomplish a free and emancipated individuality. In order to achieve that, it is important to take into consideration the aptitudes and qualities of every student. The ideal goal would be learning through games. In conclusion, Locke's gnosiology may be characterized as a transition from the objectivism to the subjectivism. His contribution to education stated the fundamental guidelines that eventually came into the creation of the new school. Years after his death we are still gauging his impact on Western thought. His theories concerning the separation of church and state, religious freedom, and liberty, not only influenced European thinkers such as the French Enlightenment writer, Voltaire, but shaped the thinking of America's founders, from Alexander Hamilton to Thomas Jefferson.